Hey ladies, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, slightly triggering but interesting. So we're going to be talking about 3 signs that you have been groomed to be a do-it-all. So I'm pretty sure the first question that most women have at the back of their mind is, what is a do-it-all? Okay. So a do-it-all is a woman that typically she's the one that you go to when you need something, when you need help, when you need assistance, when you need somebody to get things done for you. She's the person. Now, is it a bad thing to be the go-to person, right? Is it a bad thing? Maybe. It depends. It depends. Now, if that's what you want and your body aligns with it, good for you, okay? However, what I've seen in a vast majority of women, myself included, is that our hormones and our body does not support us being the do-it-all, right? The go-to person all the time. It's great if you have a certain level of expertise. People know that if they need that expertise, they can come to you. That's different. What I mean by do it all is you're essentially kind of like the help. So when you think of a help or a maid, right? The maid is, she helps with everything, right? And the maid, when you think of it from that context, it's not a bad job because she auditioned for that and that's what she wanted. However, if you're a modern day woman and you did not audition to be the help, but you are acting as the help, that's where there's a problem. Because your body, it's going to be out of alignment with that. And what tends to happen is that it's going to cause you as a woman to be angry, resentful, bitter, and just very unpleasant to be around. And that goes in stages, okay? All of this would not be a problem if the woman wanted that. But when she doesn't want it, she's typically going to go through that stage. And what tends to happen is that the woman just moves through life, living life from an unhappy perspective. So I ask you again, do you want to be a woman that is a do-it-all? If it doesn't align with you, then this video is for you. However, there are 3 major signs that you can use to detect this behavior in you if you don't like it. One of the very first things that you would notice is that almost always, whenever you are in the presence of people always look towards you to solve a problem. Like you are the solver, the problem solver. You are the alpha in every situation. Work, business, family, friends, relationships, everything, right? You are the one that is figuring things out for other people. Again, it's a beautiful thing to be able to help people, but when you are always doing that all the time, as a woman, it can take a toll on your health. It can take a toll, a serious toll. And so that's one of the key things that you would notice is, why is everybody coming to me? The answer, because you were showing up in that capacity where you're inviting them to view you as the alpha female. The second thing that you would notice about the do-it-all woman is that you rarely feel appreciated. And you know what is funny, ladies, about this is that when I used to be in that state, I used to think that people just didn't appreciate the efforts that I was putting in. But now when I think back, I feel like even when they did, it did not register because I was burning so much energy that even no amount of appreciation could have filled me up. Does that make sense? So they may say thank you, but in my mind, I didn't even hear it, or I didn't even receive that because I'm not in a state where I can receive and refill. So that's one of the key major things. If you notice that you're moving through life feeling unappreciated and feeling drained and just feeling like people are taking advantage of you, you're likely a do-it-all woman. You're likely a do-it-all woman. And In some cases, it could be caused by the fact that you're putting out that energy of use me. And when people get used to something, it's human behavior. When you get used to something and you see something as common, you don't respect it. This is something that you would consider you need to earn and work for, right? That could be one thing. Another thing, like I described, is you're burning so much of your energy. Your feminine energy is gone. So even when they appreciate it, you cannot receive. You cannot receive that appreciation. It's not going to register because you're operating from a place that you have not been designed to operate. That could be another reason as well why you're feeling very unappreciated. A third sign that you are the do-it-all woman and you have been programmed to be a do-it-all woman is that you notice that the only time that your name comes up, the only time that people remember you is when they need something from you. If they don't need anything from you, your name doesn't come up. They don't remember you. They don't reach out to you. And so what that tends to do to your mind is that it gets used to feeling seen and heard by being a giver and not a receiver. And so it further conditions that feedback loop to always give to the point where you're drained and tired because there's a deep-seated need for you to be seen and heard. However, you're not getting that need met when you're not giving, when you're not doing for people. And so that just kind of opens up that gate of engaging in destructive behaviors that do not favor you. So this third one, ladies, this one is yeah, this one is it's sad. It's sad because if you are a woman, one of the things about femininity is wanting to be seen and heard. Like that is in the feminine domain. So if you're fulfilling that need to be seen and heard by being a giver, you are operating from a way that you have not been designed to operate, right? And this is where your femininity will help you, is because when you are embracing your femininity, that need to be seen and heard, it will be manifested in a way where people are drawn to you. So you don't have to do things for people in order for them to acknowledge you. You don't have to serve and be at people's beck and call in order for them to acknowledge and appreciate you as a person. Does this mean that you don't do for people, or you don't volunteer, or you're not generous? No, no, that's not what that means. What this means is that you heal and become whole and understand your role as a woman and understand the gift of your femininity. Because when you do that, all the reasons that you're overgiving and you have been conditioned to be a do-it-all, they're going to evaporate. They're going to disappear, and you're going to feel happy. You're going to feel joyful. You're going to feel like, oh, that's how you, well, not all the time, but you get the point. You're going to feel full. Yes, you're going to feel full. And you then will be able to give from your overflow. And when you give from your overflow, ladies, let me tell you something. People can feel that. People can feel when you're giving from your overflow versus when you're giving from scarcity or underflow. That's word like that, right? The first one feels so good that they tend to appreciate it better and they tend to value it more. The second one feels a little bit, girl, I don't know. I don't need that. Keep that for you. It doesn't feel as good, right? So even the people that you think you're doing this for, it doesn't necessarily feel as good. And so because it doesn't feel as good to them, they may not appreciate it the way that you would have wanted them to. So it's a very interesting phenomenon when you look at it from that standpoint of one of the benefits of just being you as a woman and just accepting you as a feminine woman. Okay, so I hope this video was useful to you, ladies. there was actually a part that I wanted to talk through, and that part was the role of a woman's upbringing in being a do-it-all. But I'm getting the prompt to kind of discuss it in another video where we just kind of go straight into that. So that's probably what I will do. I will create a separate one where I actually talk about how our upbringing programmed us to be a do-it-all and the danger of that. But other than that, ladies, I will see you in my next video.